Hello everyone, welcome back to Java Lessons on Codecademy. So today we're going to be starting a new topic of Java, which is on conditionals and control flow. So this first lesson is just to introduce us a bit. So let's just read what it wants to tell us. So far we've only explored primitive data types and Java syntax. As we've seen, Java programs follow the instructions we provide them, such as printing values to the console. We can also write Java programs that can follow different sets of instructions depending on the values that we provide to them. This is called control flow. In this lesson, we'll learn how to use control flow in our programs. So if you have watched my Python lessons, then you will probably know exactly what this program does, because if and elif and else is pretty similar. So, or at least this part. This part is slightly different with switch and case. It still works similar to if, elif, and else, but it's still slightly different. So let's just see what this does. If is just like if in Python, else if is just like elif, and else is just like else. So yeah, let's see what this would do. So the operators, or these operators, which we will be covering in today's lessons, are different to what you would expect if you come from Python. This means and, this means or, and this means not. So let's see what this would do. If 1 is smaller than 4 and 0 is greater than 5, then do this. So that's false. So therefore it's going to move on to else if. If you're not getting any of this, then don't worry, we will be learning this in today's lesson. So then we move on to else if, where we have 21 smaller than or equal to 19, which is false, or 17 greater than or equal to 28, which is also false. So therefore this isn't going to be done. So we're not going to have you ordered freshly squeezed orange juice. Then we move on again. True equals true, that's true. But we say not true, therefore false. So this isn't going to be done either, therefore we're going to be enter else. Therefore we're going to have you ordered a cup of Java. So let's see what our switch is. So we have car answer choice equals C. And we're switching answer choice, which is C in this case. So in the case of this answer choice being A, then do this. So it says you answered answer choice plus something, please try again, plus whatever the character is. So we have you answered if this character is C, then this is going to be done. If it's B, this is going to be done. If it's C, it's going to be this, and it's going to tell us that it's correct. If it's D, then it's going to be this. And by default, default just works similarly to how else in an if, elif, and else chain would work. If none of those are correct, then it's going to be printed this. So let's actually get started with the simpler places of this lesson. So our first lesson is on the AND operator. So let's look at a set of operators that let us use control flow in our programs. These operators are called Boolean operators. There are 3 Boolean operators that we will explore. Let's start with the first one, AND. So the AND operator is represented in Java by 2 AND symbols. In Python it's literally the word AND. It returns a Boolean value of true only when the expressions on both sides of the AND are true. For example, the code below shows one outcome of the Boolean operator AND. So true and true is going to print true. Oops, sorry about this, I don't know what just happened. Okay, so it's going to print true. The code below shows the rest of the possible outcomes of the Boolean operator AND. So if you have false and false, it's going to be false. False and true is going to be false. True and false is again going to be false. The only case where AND returns true is when both statements are true. So we can also use the Boolean operator AND with Boolean expressions such as the following. So you can say 2 is lesser than 3, which is true, and 4 is lesser than 5. So both of those statements are correct, so true, and in this case it's going to print true. So let's see what our instructions are. We need to use the AND operator and any two Boolean expressions of your choice between the parentheses of system out println in order to print out a value of true or false to the console. So simply we can just do 6 times 5 is, and actually no, let's actually keep it simple. So 8 greater than 10 and no, and actually yeah, let's do m equal to or not equal to n, and this is false, so therefore what we should get is false. Yes, as we can see, we get false printed out. So let's move on. Great, the second Boolean operator that we will explore is called OR. The OR operator is represented in Java by those. I don't know what they're called. If you have the American layout, then it's Shift and the key above your Enter. It returns a Boolean value of true when at least one expression on either side of the symbol is true. The code below shows all the outcomes of the Boolean operator OR. So the only case when the OR Boolean operator OR returns false is when both are false. Otherwise it returns true. So false or false returns false, false or true returns true, true or false returns true, and true or true also returns true. We can also use the Boolean operator OR with Boolean expressions such as the following, just like we used AND previously. So what our instructions are: to use the OR operator and any two Boolean expressions of our choice between the parentheses of system output print in order to print out a value of true or false to the console. So let's also keep this as simple as I can for now. So that, or I don't know why the character y doesn't equal y. So in this case 7 greater than or equal to 7 is true. This is false, but because we have one true statement, OR is going to return true. As we can see, it returns true. So let's move on. Fantastic. The final Boolean operator we will explore is called NOT. The NOT operator is represented in Java by an exclamation mark. It will return the opposite of the expression immediately after it. It will return false if the expression is true, and true if the expression is false. The code below shows all the outcomes of the Boolean operator NOT, sorry. So the NOT Boolean operator, if not false is true and not true is false. It's pretty simple. It's just the opposite. So we can use it with Boolean expressions just like we used AND and OR. So let's see what our instructions are. We need to use the NOT operator to return a value of true for the code on line 4. So on line 4 we need to return true instead of false. And we can simply do that by saying exclamation mark false, and not false is true. Then we need to use the NOT operator to return a value of false for the code on line 5. So is 5 greater than or equal to 1? Yes it is, therefore this expression is true. So to make it false we can just put an exclamation mark or not, and we should get what should be printed out should be true and false. So let's see if that's right, and yes, as we can see, true is printed out and false is also printed out. So let's move on. The three Boolean operators AND, OR, and NOT can also be used together and used multiple times to form larger Boolean expressions. You can even just put them, or for the NOT symbol, I know that you can put it not false or something like that. So, however, just like numerical operators, Boolean operators follow rules that specify the order in which they are evaluated. This order is called Boolean operator precedence. So the precedence of each Boolean operator is as follows. Not is evaluated first, and is evaluated second, or is evaluated third. Like numerical expressions, every expression within parentheses is evaluated first. So expressions are also read from left to right. The following statement demonstrates how Boolean operator precedence works. So if you have what you're printing out is this, not false is going to be done first, and then you have the and is done second. So you have true or false, and in this case what should be printed out is true. So let's actually read what's said here. So the example above will print out true. In order, the expression is evaluated as follows. First, the not Boolean operator in not false returns true. Second, true and false evaluates to false. Finally, the remaining expression true or false evaluates to true, as I said. So let's see what we need to do. Line 4 has a code statement that is incomplete. Use each Boolean operator no more than once to replace the empty comments. The code statement should print out false. So the solution to this is you have a not there, you have an or there, and you have an and there. So if we run this, what should be printed out is false. There might be other combinations that you can use to get the same result, but this is the one which I found to work. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, then please click the like button. If you didn't like it, please click the dislike button, and please tell me in the comments down below why you didn't like the video. If you have any questions, please do ask in the comments down below. I will be looking at them, answering them as soon as I can. So until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.